Hey everybody, remember from Module 1 when I had you use CodePen to complete a lab activity? Well, it's time to use CodePen again, and this time I want to demonstrate how we can use Bootstrap in CodePen also. Recall from a previous lab activity that we used a text editor such as Dreamweaver, and we had to put in all of these different components for the head section, and then also the script files or script elements in the body, and then we had to have all the different folders and things like that. Well, we don't have to worry about all of that when it comes to CodePen because CodePen will take care of many of these things. And let me show you what I mean by that. Go to CodePen and then start a new pen. And when you do that, it will create a blank one for you. For the title, change that to your last name and then Bootstrap in CodePen. That way I can tell your pages apart from each other if you put in your last name. And let's go ahead and put in the code from the HTML, which I guess I should mention that attached to this lab activity is a zip file, and the zip file contains an index.html file. So open that and copy from the opening div to the closing div right here. So we don't need to worry about what's in the head section or any of these script elements because again, CodePen will take care of all of that. Paste that in the HTML and check out your page preview. This is something we've seen many times when we're first getting started with creating our HTML pages and we don't have any kind of CSS. All we're seeing is the default. And there's nothing cool going on here. It's just Times New Roman, everything's left aligned, and so on. It's nothing like what we did in a previous lab activity where by the time we were done, this is what the page preview looked like. And it was acting like this to where it had breakpoints. And things adjusted based on the breakpoints. We don't have any of that here. And that's because we haven't connected Bootstrap yet. So it's not going to happen automatically. We're going to do all of that behind the scenes. In fact, we don't even need to put anything in our CSS or JavaScript for that matter. We're going to do all that using settings. Click on settings, and from there, let me just point out, you could also change the name of your pen here, so you can make adjustments there. And then in the HTML, let's add a title. Let's just put in last name, Bootstrap, something like that. That should work. And this title is equivalent to this title element that's in the head section, which means that whatever you put here, so again, that's under H settings and then HTML and then stuff for head. Well, this is what's going to show up in your tab when you're looking at the full page preview of this page, and we'll get to that. Next part, in the CSS, this is where you can put in Bootstrap, and there's a couple of different ways to do it. You could do a search for Bootstrap, but what I want to do is put in the link instead, and we can get that link from getbootstrap.com. If you recall, I showed you in a video how you can download the assets that you need for Bootstrap. Well, in this case, we're not going to worry about any of that. We're not going to worry about folders and different files. We just need the link. So if you keep scrolling down and then under Bootstrap CDN, there's a CSS only portion and then there's a link element. Well, we don't need everything here, all the code here. We just need the link. So we just need what's in the href. So pay attention to what you're copying and pasting. You just want to start with HTTPS, and then it should stop at .css. Copy that and paste it here. Again, that's just the CSS portion. Now the JavaScript, recall from a previous lab activity that we needed jQuery, Popper, and Bootstrap. Well, we can get those links for those in the same area here. And just like with the link element, we didn't need all that. We don't need everything here. We just need the src code. So start with HTTPS, and then it should end with .js. And that will be the case for the other two. Copy and then paste for the first one. And then second one, same thing, HTTPS all the way to .js. And there's a third one, so you can click on add another resource to add a third box and copy and paste the third one. And once you have all that complete, so remember JavaScript, CSS, and then the HTML, the title element, you can click on save and close. And you'll know you did this correctly if you don't have any kind of error messages, which I'm hoping I will not have any when I click on save and close. And then your preview should look correct. And just, I can see already that my preview has changed. So let me save and close that. No error messages, yay. And there we go. And now, just from my preview, I can see that I have the different breakpoints. So Bootstrap is in the house. Yeah, okay. Moving on, save that. And then I want to show you the full page. So go to change view and then full page view. And there we go. And remember when we had a title on there, that's not, what? Let me try this again. Didn't I put a title on here? Last name Bootstrap. Okay, save and close. Full page. Well, it kind of appeared for a second and then it disappeared. I don't know what's going on. Well, anyway, it's supposed to work. Maybe it's working for you. I don't know. I don't feel like digging in further and trying to figure out what's going on. Just make sure you got all the pieces and that you have your Bootstrap working, your different breakpoints, and that's it. Once you're done with that, that's all I need. So your next step is to look at your submission instructions.